Pakistani duo are accused of cannibalism. A court in eastern Pakistan has extended the police custody of two brothers charged with cannibalism, officials say. Arif Ali and Farman Ali were arrested earlier this week. Police say they caught them make a meal of a corpse they had recently stolen from a grave. The brothers alleged that cannibalism was discovered after the body of a newly deceased woman was found to be missing from her grave in the city of Sargodha. Her family then alerted the police. "We have charged them under the Anti-Terrorism Act," Inspector Abdul Rahman of Darya Khan police station said. They have been produced in the court Sargodha on Saturday. Both brothers are small-scale landowners in the town of Darya Khan, located on the border of the provinces of Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Indian freed from Pakistani jail after 27 years. An Indian man has been freed from prison in Pakistan after serving 27 years on spying charges. Gopal Das was handed to Indian authorities at the Wagah border crossing, where reports say that he had an emotional family reunion and kissed the ground once he touched the Indian soil. Pakistan's president ordered his release on humanitarian grounds after an appeal from India's Supreme Court. It came amid a series of diplomatic gestures during the Cricket World Cup. India's Prime Minister Manmohan Singh invited Pakistani Premier Yusuf Raza Gilani and President Asif Ali Zardari to watch India face Pakistan in the semi-final of the tournament in northern Indian city of Mohali. Mr. Das received an emotional welcome from his family, who had last seen him as a young man. Mr. Das says he was 26 years of age when detained by the Pakistani authorities. He hugged his family members as they broke down in tears, and he said that he had lost his golden years of youth behind the bars in Pakistan, according to the Press Trust of India news agency. Sri Lanka website editor Bennett Rupasinghe is bailed. A court in Sri Lanka has granted bail to the editor of a news website critical of the government, who was arrested last month. Police said that Bennett Rupasinghe, editor of LankaEnews.com, was arrested allegedly threatening another man. But independent journalists and rights groups said the move was intended to intimidate the free media. The case against diabetic Mr. Rupasinghe, 68, will be taken up again on 7th July. He denies the charge. Lanka E-News has been subjected to a number of threats and attacks in recent years. We'll move on to the business world. Oil prices surged to fresh highs on supply concerns. Oil prices have surged to a 2.5-year high on concerns about a shortfall in supply. Brent crude rose by 0.4% to $123.17 in early trade in Asia. Light crude gained 0.5% to $110.82. There have been concerns that the unrest in Libya and the Middle East will hurt supplies. Production in Libya, the world's 17th largest oil producer, has been severely affected as fighting between the government and rebels continues. While there has been a concern about a shortfall in supplies from the oil-producing nations, the demand for oil has been increasing. The economic growth of emerging nations is producing a surge in demand, fueled by the need for oil to power the industrial sector, as well as an ever-growing number of vehicles on the road. Welcome to the world of science. Drinking over the limit raises cancer risk. Drinking more than a pint of beer a day can substantially increase the risk of some cancers, research says. A large Europe-wide study in the British Medical Journal found that 1 in 10 of all cancers in men and 1 in 33 of all cancers in women are caused by a past or current alcohol intake. For alcohol-related cancers, 1 in 3 in men and 1 in 20 in women are caused by any excessive drinking. Cancer charities say people should limit their drinking to lower the risk. The study calculated that in 2008, current and past drinking habits were responsible for about 13,000 cases of alcohol-related cancer in UK, out of a total of 30,04,000 cancer cases. Previous research has shown a link between alcohol consumption and cancers of esophagus, liver, bowel, and female breast. When alcohol is broken down by the body, it produces a chemical which can damage DNA, increasing the chance of developing cancer. And in sports, Vijay Mallya says Formula 1 and IPL teams are not a hobby at all. Indian billionaire entrepreneur Vijay Mallya has said he does not consider his Formula 1 and Indian Premier League teams to be costly pastimes. As well as his drinks and airline companies, he also owns the F1 team, Force India, and the IPL team, Royal Challengers Bangalore. It's certainly not a hobby, he says, seeing F1 and IPL as major businesses. Mr. Mallya has been in the UK to hand over a case of whiskey from Ernest Shackleton's 1907 Antarctic expedition. It will be analysed at the McKinley distillery in the Scottish Islands, which is now owned by Mr. Mallya's White and Mackay company. What do you think? I paid $112 million for the Royal Challengers cricket team? He asks. And he points out that Sahara Group, which recently bought the Grosvenor House Hotel, had to pay $370 million last year to secure the new Pune franchise for IPL 4 this year. It's certainly not a hobby. There's a huge value proposition because we get to share in all the television revenues and all other forms of income generated by the Indian Premier League, and there's a very sound economic model there, he told the news reporters of Scotland.
This new deal with McLaren is really a gigantic step forward for Force India Formula 1. We get a complete drivetrain package. We get the KERS system, which is relatively new and unknown, which we could not have developed in any case ourselves. We have an understanding with McLaren Applied Technologies to provide operational support. And that major step forward with McLaren Mercedes, together with the management changes that we have made within, I think provides for a very, very exciting future. Well, you know, there are certain rules and regulations arising out of the Concord agreements, but with full respect of the Concord agreement, we still have access to bespoke suppliers of McLaren, and to our understanding, there is no restriction on such access.
And now, before we close today's bulletin of news analysis, let's have a recap of the main points. Japan quake prompts Fukushima evacuation. Ivory Coast, Ouattara wants European Union sanctions to be lifted. NATO apologizes for hitting Libya rebels. US budget, Barack Obama hopes to avoid shutdown. Brazil school shooting, Rio de Janeiro gunman kills 12 students. India offers Anna Hazare a new anti-graft panel. And there we end today's bulletin of news analysis. Be with us in the coming weeks too. Thank you.